All right, we're back on campus here at Coosa Christian with Coach Probst. And Coach, you guys went to South Georgia last week, competed. I know that's what you wanted to see from the guys, compete, and you definitely did that. You was winning 7-0 at halftime, fell a little bit short to Pierce County, but just take us back to last Friday and how all that transpired.
Well, I thought we handled the trip pretty good. As everybody knows, I've done a lot of traveling in coaching, and you know, when you play in South Georgia like I did for many years, 12, 13, whatever it was, we had to travel to Atlanta. Most of our competition was in Atlanta, and that was always 4 to 4.5 hours on a bus. So, you know, this was only another hour and a half further. So, I thought we handled the trip well. We was able to get in early enough to practice on Thursday, and then Friday with the hotel and all the meetings and walkthroughs and stuff, felt like we handled it pretty good. I thought we got off to a good start. Thought we had a good plan. You know, and then at halftime, we just didn't come back out second. You know, we missed the field goal in the first half that would put us up 10-0. We're in the red zone 3 times in the first half. We could have, if we execute, we could have been up 21-0 at halftime. But at least we should have been up 10-0. You know, we shouldn't miss a chip shot field goal. And so that miss, not capitalizing on 2 or 3 turnovers in the first half, set a tone for the second half. I thought we came out second half just not ready to play. I mean, we give up a fumble kickoff return that we don't block anybody. LJ took a pretty vicious hit. I mean, there's no excuse to fumble. You're going to take those hits if you expect to play college football down the road. You're going to get them every day. So there's no excuse to fumbling, but all of it's not his fault. We got people on the front line that didn't block, and you know that's just unexcusable. So that turned the tide. They scored to tie the game at 7. Then we drive the ball up the midfield, have to give it up, get it back to them, and they have a long 70-yard run for a touchdown. And they missed the extra point, put them up 13-0, and then to compound it, we throw a pick on the second or third play after they scored. They kicked off to us. We got ball up at 20, and then, you know, obviously we throw the pick, and they scored on that 2 or 3 plays later too. So, you know, now they're up 20-7, and then sort of we played them pretty solid after that. You know, again, we drove the ball. We got in the red zone, just didn't execute. And I would have liked to run the ball more, but we couldn't. I mean, we couldn't run it. We had 2 linemen hurt, you know, beat up that was not in the game, and we don't have any depth. So it's a little easier to pass block than it is to run block. Yeah. And so we decided in the second half, when those 2 linemen were hurt and was not functioning properly, that we decided to throw the football. And yes, I would have loved to run it more. I'm more of a balanced guy anyway, but in this game, we could not run the ball effectively because, you know, you got to have all 5 guys up front that are healthy at that time to be able to do what you got to do in the run game. So anyway, so that's probably the deal with the game, just the 2 injuries and not capitalizing on execution in the red zone, and then of course turning the ball over the second half and missing the field goal. All those compounded into a 20-7 loss. And but I was proud of the guys. Thought we played hard. Thought we played physical. We never gave up. So again, the culture here is good. There's nothing wrong with the culture. Our kids will fight, they'll crap and scrap and claw. You know, we just got to learn to execute better. And hopefully this Friday night we will.
Mac not only made, you know, his first start of his career basically at a high school level, but that's not an easy place to start. Can you talk about his performance a little bit?
I thought he played pretty good. I mean, he missed balls, but not, you know, but we had 5 drops. So if we catch the ball that he gets it to the receiver, then he's 18 for 28. That's a good night.
Yeah.
That's a really good night for a starting quarterback on the first start in South Georgia against a really good program. I would have taken, if you'd have told me he would have been 18 for 28 for 100, he had 160 something yards throwing it. He would have been over 200 yard mark. So if he's 18 for 28 for 200 plus yards on his first start with only one pick, I'd have been happy with that performance. Yeah. I'd have taken that every day. So, we got to catch football. We can't drop balls. And we got to be able to run the ball better. He will continue to mature as a quarterback, and he will continue to get better as a quarterback.
Absolutely.
He's just a 10th grader, and Friday night will be his second start against tough competition.
That's wild. Let's talk about that upcoming opponent, a team you're very familiar with in Pell City. Your son played there last year. You coached there. They're a team that you definitely made some strides while you were there. Now you get to turn around and face a team like that. Coach, talk about them, and I know you know their personnel inside and out.
Well, they got a good team. Great kids. Those kids have hung together. They've been through a lot, and they've hung together. When those kids were 9th graders, they lost their coach. And then I come in there, and then I left after their 10th grade year. So now they're into their second year with Coach Gentry and Coach Bennett. And now they've lost some assistants. The bulk of my staff's now gone. There's only 3 coaches on staff that I hired, and that's Drew Parker and Nick Gentry and Joey Bennett. So I kept Coach Tarver. But at the end of the day, they're great kids, and I want nothing but the best for them. I want them to win every game but one, and that's us. But you got 9 starters on defense. This will be their 23rd start on defense. They started all of them as 10th graders, started all as a junior, and went to the playoffs, got beat by Fort Payne. So that's 21, and last week's 22. This week will be 23. So a lot of those kids are getting their 23rd start, and led by probably on defense, Ethan Isbell, number 6, great football player. I think he's a Jack State commit. DJ Burgess, the linebacker, is a Division I player. Jordan Perry is a Division I player. Jordan Woods is a Division I player. So they got 4 guys on defense that will play on the next level, no doubt. They got a corner, 2 corners that are really special. Tristan Anderson will be a phenomenal player at the corner position. He's their best one. And then, of course, TJ Sanders is a 10th grader. Got all the accolades and all the tools to be in a Division I corner. So when you break it down, you're looking at 6 guys on that defense that can play on the next level. So I expect them to do great things this year and to make a run at that region title. They got Clay Chalfle next week, which will be a tough deal at Clay. And so I hope they're looking to that ball game, because that's the game that really matters for them. And then they got Mount Brook at home. So after they play us, them next 2 weeks are big for them.
Yeah.
So, but then offensively, their offensive line, Joey Bennett's done a phenomenal job of that offensive line. They're not the most talented group, but they play hard. They know what to do. They know where to go. You can tell on tape with Hudson Bell at right tackle and Braden Lowe at guard and Lovell at center, Witten at left guard, and Jamari, my wife knows his last name, at left tackle. The left tackle will be a college player at some level. But they are young up front. Their receivers are very good. Maton Dates is a 4-4 guy, can run with the best of them. Parker Rice can run. He's a receiver to the left, X. They got DJ Wade, a young 9th grader that is a phenom player, a great player, athlete. They played the Doran kid at tight end and the Beavers kid at the sniffer position out of 12 personnel. And then when they want to go 10, then they play a kid named Jamon O'Neal comes in and plays in 10 personnel. He's really electric. So they can line up with 4 receivers as good as anybody. Their quarterbacks makes them go. Brody Gossett is a great player. He has a strong arm. He has the ability to make you not be able to tackle him. He's a scrambler. He reminds you a little bit of a Johnny Manziel type of player. He will spray the ball around the field, throw the ball deep. He can throw it 65 yards. So he's an athlete, real good athlete. He's hard to tackle in open space. And then their running back room is good with Dejon O'Neal. DJ Bird is the only two-way player they have. He's a linebacker, plays some running back, 242 pounds, big, strong kid. And then they got a kid named the Isaiah Thomas kid, number 10. I think that's his name. Can't remember it. Or Smith, not Thomas, Smith. He's fast, man. He's fast. He may be under 4.4. He can scald it. So you got to keep him off the perimeter, and then you got to make DJ bounce to the perimeter, and then O'Neal's a kid that can go in or out. So they got a three-headed monster at the running back position. Their tight ends are all good. Hamby kid comes in, a 6'4" tight end. That's more of a pass catcher. Doran and Beaver, the tight end and Sniffer, are more their run blocker, although they will throw to him. Doran can catch it. Beaver maybe not so much, but Doran can catch it. He caught the first pass of the night against Pelham. So they're very talented. They're very talented. And 6A ball, I don't know about their backups. I'm not seeing backups play other night against Pelham. I don't know how deep they are, like you should be in 6A. In 6A, you should have very, very adequate twos or backups that can come in and spell your ones. But I just don't know. I didn't see them play a lot of guys other night. So, but they do so much personnel on offense, that sort of rest. They get 3 backs, so they rest each other. And then the way they go with 12, back to 10, back to 11, back to 12, back to 10 personnel, they can rest them that way. Now, the lineman-wise, those 5 are going to be the 5, unless somebody gets hurt. And I'm sure Joey's got some backup or 2, but he's probably working 8 guys, really. The kicking game's pretty solid. Brody's the punter, the quarterback, so you got to worry about that. And then he can kick the fire out of it. He can bum it for 50 yards. So they're a solid football team. They'll be a contender for the region championship.
Coach, when you come out of the gate with Pierce and you come out of the gate with Pell City, a couple of things that's positives on that. For one, you're going to see who wants to compete, who's ready to play. 2, and I've heard you, even in here today, talk to Steph about nutrition, importance of taking care of your body, because let's be honest, at this school, you're looking at about a 1A numbers in the school.
That's right.
But out here, you do got some guys, but they're thin. Guys have got to take care of their body. They got to be ready to go, and they got to be tough, because you're rolling out against a seasoned 6A team with a ton of bodies. Talking about that, how important it is for these guys to hydrate, rest up, and be ready to go to war on both sides of the ball pretty much all night.
That's right. We're not going to win the battle of attrition. I mean, we're just not. If you're talking battlefield, army, our troops and their troops, we gotta diversify. We've got to make them think different things, but so we're not going to win that battle of attrition. So we have to figure out things. We have to manage things differently, and that starts with practice. We can't practice very well either. I mean, because of our thinness, we don't have a scout team. So it's hard. I mean, we had 35 kids, but that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, we're like a small 1A team.
Yeah.
We're not a 2A deal. I know there's competitive balance stuff and all that in private schools, but we all know what happened. With the cloud over the program, nobody moved in.
Yeah. So
we had no move-ins, which a school desperately needs, like any private school. So we lost 9 really good seniors.
Yeah.
And only had 1 kid to move in, and that was the quarterback. So, and he's just a 10th grader. So you're playing with 7, 8 less players than you had last year. So it's going to be tough now, there's no doubt. We get in region play, I think we'll be okay. But I think any given moment when we lose a player like we did other night, we lost 2 linemen the other night. And the 2 guys we put in should be playing junior high football, not varsity football.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, that's the problem we run into. We'll play toe for toe with Pell City, but the battle of attrition and their depth will overtake us at some point in time in that ball game, probably.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is what it is. And so, where last year I felt like Coosa had as good a players as Pell City.
Yeah.
I mean, they had 20 really good football players last year.
Right.
Right now we got about 11, 12. So that's the difference. So those 20 battled Pell City's 20 last year. And tit for tat, I'm not sure Coosa wasn't athletically better.
Yeah.
But this year, that's not the case.
Right.
That's not the case.
Yeah.
I mean, Pell City's got better players as far as when you look at the college coaches looking at us and looking at them from a recruiting standpoint. But do we have guts and desire and want to and all? Yes, we do. Our kids will battle, and they're battle tested, and they'll battle their tail off. But at the end of the day, realistically, the attrition rate of a football game is real. It is real, trust me. I played 1A ball. I coached 2A, 3A ball before. I know, man, I went to the semifinals at Asheville with 25 players and should have won the state title. We lost to Elba, who won the state title the next week in the finals, 36 to nothing. So we were a play or two. We lost 21-19. We were a play away from being state champions at Asheville with 25 players.
Wow.
At Heflin, we had 28 players one year and had an 8-2 season. So I've managed small numbers before, but in '85, we lost our quarterback. We were state champions. We were going to win the state championship. We didn't win it because we lost the quarterback and nobody to replace him. So, with that being said, if a key player goes down, you just about have to stop the game.
Yeah.
That's how thin, dangerously thin we are.
That's 3 positions usually, because most of them's on special teams,
Yes.
offense and defense.
3 positions. That's a great point. There's 3 positions. We lose 3 positions.
Yeah, with one guy. That's
These
crazy.
kids are playing 125 snaps a game, where Pell City's kids are going to play 50,
Yeah.
60. So that's a huge difference.
And then, yeah, that's tough to overcome, man.
It is.
Well, Coach, I know you got other things you got to get done too today, but I was going to turn it over to you. Just final thoughts on this week.
Well, I want our kids to, come ready to play. They will. We'll be ready to play, and we've had a pretty good week of practice and finishing up today, and it'll be an emotional both sides. Me being from over there, and my wife going to school there, and I got nothing but good things to say about Pell City. Love their staff, love their players, man. I mean, there's nothing I wouldn't do to help them. And then you throw in the fact that, but that's any kid. I mean, I'll help any kid. It don't matter where he's at. If a kid needs help to go to the next level, and if my opinion means something, then so be it. But I'm excited about playing the game, but at the same time, our region game is what we got to be concentrating on down the road and getting ready to make a run in 2A football.
That's right. Coach, thank you so much. Appreciate your time, and looking forward to seeing you next week. Good luck.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.